we will step aboard the historic Thames sailing barge, Greta, and prepare to wait for the tide, the first step in an unforgettable journey through one of the UK's most distinctive maritime landscapes. Departing from Whitstable Harbour, we'll enjoy a leisurely sail across the Thames Estuary toward the Kent Flats offshore wind farm. Our voyage will continue onward to one of the estuary's most mysterious and fascinating sites, the Red Sand Sea Forts. Thames Barge, Greta, was one of the many civilian vessels, the so-called Little Ships of Dunkirk, that were requisitioned or volunteered to cross the English Channel in Operation Dynamo during 1940 and helped evacuate soldiers who were stranded on the beaches of Dunkirk. Greta was well suited for reaching the beaches where larger ships could not go. She ferried soldiers from the beaches to larger naval vessels waiting offshore. Over 330,000 soldiers were rescued in this amazing mission. While we wait for the tide to turn, we relax on deck, soaking up the sunshine and taking in the charming sights of Whitstable Harbour. Colourful fishing boats come and go, seabirds wheel overhead, and the salty sea air carries the sounds of this lively coastal town, a perfect moment to unwind before our journey begins. Finally, the tide is just right, and the crew begins to prepare Greta for our adventure. Ropes are cast off, and the excitement begins to build. As the breeze was barely a whisper, we relied on the almost silent engine to carry us on our outward journey, the sails remaining still against the masts. The Kent Flats Wind Farm is a prominent offshore wind energy installation situated in the Thames Estuary, approximately 5 miles from the coastal town of Whitstable in Kent. As one of the United Kingdom's pioneering wind energy projects, it has played a significant role in the early development and adoption of offshore renewable energy technologies. The wind farm consists of multiple large-scale turbines that harness the strong and consistent coastal winds, converting natural wind power into clean, sustainable electricity for thousands of homes. Its strategic location in the estuary not only takes advantage of favorable wind conditions but also minimizes visual and environmental impact onshore. Leaving the towering turbines of the wind farm behind us, we set our course toward the haunting silhouettes of the red sand sea forts. Rising eerily from the water like sentinels of a forgotten era, the forts beckon on the horizon, their rusted steel frames steeped in history and mystery. With the hum of the engine beneath us and the open sea ahead, anticipation builds as we approach these remarkable relics of wartime ingenuity. The red sand sea forts were constructed in 1943 during World War II as part of Britain's coastal defence system. Designed by civil engineer Guy Maunsell, the forts are located approximately 6 miles off the coast of Whitstable, in the Thames Estuary. These unique offshore structures were built to help defend London and the Thames corridor from German aircraft, bombers, and fast attack boats. The installation at Red Sands consists of 7 interconnected towers, 1 central control tower, gun towers, a searchlight tower, and a tower used for accommodation and supplies. They were originally linked by narrow metal walkways. By early 1944, the site was manned by 220 soldiers, who operated its defenses around the clock. Over the course of the war, the Red Sands forts were credited with shooting down 22 German aircraft and 30 flying bombs, also known as doodlebugs. A fresh sea breeze begins to stir, and it's time to set the sails. With the wind now on our side, our return journey promises to be a true sailing experience, peaceful, steady, and powered entirely by nature. The creak of the rigging and the sound of waves against the hull create a timeless rhythm as we glide back across the estuary to Whitstable Harbour. As we neared the familiar site of Whitstable Harbour, the crew sprang into action, moving with practiced ease to douse the sails. The great canvas sheets, which had carried us smoothly across the water, were carefully lowered and gathered in, fluttering briefly in the breeze before being subdued. After an unforgettable voyage, filled with breathtaking views and fresh sea air, we finally returned to the welcoming sight of Whitstable Harbour. From start to finish, we were warmly cared for by the skipper and owner, Steve Norris, and his attentive crew, who ensured our comfort with a steady flow of freshly brewed teas and coffees, adding a homely touch to the maritime adventure.